Hi, everybody, and welcome to another 4 Minutes with Vector Firm, where we bring on a guest. Our guest asks me a question about sales or sales management. I don't know what that question is right now. I answer the question, and then our guest answers the question. And we do all of this in 4 minutes or less. Today, our guest is John Nemerofsky. He's the Chief Operating Officer at Sage Integration. John, how are you, man?
Terrific, Chris. How about you? Good to see you again.
Doing wonderful. Great to see you. Thanks for doing this. So what's your question?
Simple one for you today, Chris. How do you balance the need for short-term revenue growth with long-term development of high-performing sales teams, especially when market conditions pressure you to prioritize immediate results over talent investment?
I started writing that down, John. I realized this is not a write down question. This is a listen to question. So are you asking me that question from the perspective of a leader or from a sales professional?
From a leader.
From a leader. Okay, good. That that takes a leader. That takes more than a manager, because that's hard. You wake up every day and the pressure's on you to bring in the business today, bring in the results and the performance today. And you've got to constantly remind yourself, you've got to first get buy-in from your leadership that I understand that. And by the way, we might have times like these in a few months, right? I understand that times are getting a bit tighter and we need dollars in the door right now. And I'm doing my best, but I also don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So get the buy-in from your boss to make sure they understand that you're balancing both. Express that same thing to your salespeople. Hey, I'm here for you. We're here to make the right decisions for the long term, but we've got to show some urgency right now as well, a little bit more than we usually show. And then to leadership, to investors, to board members, whoever it is that you report to, always illustrate urgency to them so that they can sleep at night knowing that you are as urgent as they are. And really, there's not an answer to your question, John. That's a hard situation. There's more of a mindset and a strategy than there is an answer. But those three things I think are important. Get the buy-in from your leadership. Always understand that it's long-term and short-term, and make sure your salespeople communicate to your salespeople that balance, and to your leadership that you're urgent. You're showing urgency. How about you? What's your answer?
Chris, I love the way you framed your response, and my answer is very similar. I remind our board when we speak about this, although and there's always urgency, that we've got a sales program, and our sales program is called Rainmaker, and it's got 3 pillars to it. And that first pillar is time management. That second pillar is technical proficiency, and that third is selling skills, which the Vector firm does a great job working with us on to make sure we stay on top of the industry from a selling skill standpoint. The second part to that is sticking to our ideal client profile. And while we stick to our ideal client profile, these are the Fortune 500 companies. So you need to have a long-term strategy to stay with them. So I invest in with each of our sales team members to build that long-term strategy with their target 50 accounts. And over time, depending on how long each of those sales team members has been here, some are carrying the day for us today while others are building a pipeline. But as long as we're doing the right activities every day, some of our team members that have been with us for 6 years are bringing in short-term results, and others are building long-term pipeline that'll contribute to our revenues next year and the year after. So I think the way you responded with your 3 pillars, as long as you set the expectations and you're doing the right activities every day, I think you'll end up managing those talented people on your sales team for the long term.
Yeah, and when you were talking, John, it made me think of another concept because of what you all have done. You've been playing the long game and being focused and being strategic for many years. So urgency isn't as urgent, if that makes any sense, because when you're doing the right thing for a while, you don't have to show as much urgency. Things just happen. So awesome. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it, John. Thank you all for listening to another 4 Minutes with Vector Firm, and look forward to having you back on a future one. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Chris. See you in Las Vegas.